Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Big Boys Toys T.N.C. King of Fighters KYO Kusanagi. And it's actually one of the better ones they've done, I think. We haven't looked at one of these in a long time, and they've done a lot of really nice ones, but this might be their best. There's one thing that's kind of a bummer for me about it, but otherwise it's really good. As you can see, it's pretty cool looking. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand so we can take a closer look. Okay, so size doesn't really matter in this case. That's what they want you to think. No, really it doesn't, but I'll give you an idea. So the base is 9 inches long by about 5 inches deep, and including the base, it's gonna stand about 6 inches. That's not right. Is that right? 5.5. So it's not huge, but it's got some, it's big enough. And so here's the thing about this. It looks really good. They have tons of paintwork on the figure itself. So let's go ahead and get this out of the way. But first, let's actually talk about this. So aesthetically speaking, this fire effect is very nice because it has tons of shading and it's very, very translucent. It looks good. It catches the light wonderfully due to the sculpt, and it's just all around pretty sharp. It's kind of dark, but that's because it lights up, okay? But let's talk about the figure itself, which, if I can get it off, I know it comes off. Okay, so it's really, really well done. If you look at the sculpt, it's very stylized, but very clean and consistent, and then there's paint everywhere, and it's very clean. There's shading throughout the skin, the belt is painted, the buttons, even the thing up here on his collar, it's all very clean. The white on the collar, the gloves, look at the gloves with that gold on there. Even the little details on the gloves. This one's really impressive. They did a great job. The hair is shaded nicely. This is all around really well done. The face is good. I'm very pleased with this. Very, very pleased. The base itself is unimpressive, as is normal, because that's not the point. You're not really supposed to care about that. But though he does peg in there, you can stand him on his own if you wanted to. It'll stand. You have to balance it. Well, I mean, not really, but like it's not made for it, but it'll do it. So that's fine. Okay, and then you do get this also, which is not an accessory. It's just part of the base. I just didn't have it on so that you could see what was going on. And it's just the regular game background. So that's what it looks like. So aesthetically, that's pretty good. And then this, of course, does peg in here. And that gives him his effect part. Now, the thing that bugs me about this is the effect part does, or can, if this leans at all, it's gonna touch. Or if this leans at all, it's gonna touch. And it also touches him a little bit too, if it's not seated just right. But because this is kind of heavy, it tends to lean into him and into the backdrop. So that's a little bit irritating. But it does look pretty good. I think that's a nice display piece right like that. Of course, if you hit this button, it lights up and he talks like from the game. So I'm just gonna do that so you can see what it sounds like and what it looks like with the lights on, the studio lights. Alright, and then I'll do it once with the studio lights off, just so that you have a better idea of the light up feature, even though you probably wouldn't be looking at it like that in real life. Alright, so if you noticed, we have some dead spots in there, which, I mean, it's intentional, and I'm sure they did it on purpose for a reason, but I don't like that there's a big dead spot here and another one over here. And I think it could just look a little bit better when it's lit up, or maybe stay lit up longer. Things like that. I think the sound effect is pretty clean. It doesn't sound too garbled or anything, and the lights do work, so that's good. You do also get this. It's not really an accessory, I suppose, but it's like a little trading card character bio type thing with the chibi art style, so that's fine. Yeah, it's a nice release. If you're into King of Fighters and this style of stuff, I think it's as good as any of them, other than maybe the effect could be a little bit better in terms of the electronics, but the figure itself is among the best for sure, and the sculpt on this is really good. So even if you just shined a light at it and didn't actually press the button, which you're not going to be pressing all the time anyway, I think it's going to look good. Is it the best one they've ever released? Probably not, but in some ways it is. So yeah, I would recommend it. I'm not going to give it a rating because it's not an action figure, but it's solid for sure. If you're into King of Fighters, get it. If you're not, probably pass. But I think it does what it's supposed to do well enough that I don't think you'll be disappointed. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you might want to. I have new videos almost every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.